Fellas, let's be real. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where a married woman is giving you a little more attention than usual? Maybe it's the way she looks at you, or perhaps it's the subtle hints she's dropping. You can't quite put your finger on it, whether she's actually interested or if it's all in your head. In today's video, we're diving deep into the psychology of attraction and uncovering the subtle and sometimes not so subtle signs that a married woman might be interested in you. These aren't the obvious signs. These are the hidden psychological cues that most men overlook. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what to look for and what it really means. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Sign number 1. She tests your boundaries and her own. Let's kick things off with boundary testing. This is one of the most telling signs, but also one of the easiest to miss if you're not paying close attention. A married woman who is interested in you will start by pushing the limits of what's considered appropriate in your interactions. And this isn't just casual flirting. It's much deeper and more calculated than that. So, what does boundary testing look like? Imagine you're having a regular conversation, and suddenly she drops a comment that's a little too personal, too suggestive, or a bit too intimate. Maybe she says something like, "If only my husband was as attentive as you," or, "It's too bad we didn't meet before I got married." On the surface, these might seem like innocent comments, but there's a lot more going on here. What she's doing is testing the waters. She's feeling out how far she can go without crossing a line, and she's gauging your reaction. Will you flirt back? Will you laugh it off? Or will you take it as an invitation to escalate the situation? Your response tells her everything she needs to know about whether it's safe to push further. But it's not just about testing you. She's also testing herself. By making these boundary-pushing comments, she's exploring her own feelings, seeing how it feels to flirt with someone outside her marriage, and figuring out where her comfort zone lies. And it doesn't stop at verbal cues. Pay close attention to how she behaves physically around you. Does she find excuses to touch you? Maybe it's a playful shove, a lingering hand on your arm, or even accidental brushes against you. These aren't just random acts. They're deliberate moves designed to test how comfortable you are with crossing into more intimate territory. Another aspect of boundary testing involves the kinds of conversations she initiates. If she's opening up about her marriage, especially the problems she's facing, she's not just venting, she's inviting you into a very personal part of her life, a space that's usually reserved for her closest confidants. This is her way of deepening the connection between the two of you, creating an emotional bond that goes beyond friendship. When you start noticing these subtle tests, whether they're verbal, physical, or emotional, it's a clear sign she's exploring the possibility of something more with you. She's probing to see if there's mutual interest. If you're receptive, she's likely to continue pushing those boundaries further. But here's the kicker. She's also watching for how you handle these situations. If you're respectful and don't take advantage of her vulnerability, it can build even more trust and deepen the emotional connection between you two. On the other hand, if you reciprocate or push back in the wrong way, it could either escalate the situation or cause her to pull back entirely, realizing she's gone too far. Sign number 2. She becomes unusually supportive. Let's move on to emotional support. Everyone values a friend who's there for them, but when a married woman becomes overly supportive, almost stepping into a role that feels more like a partner than just a friend, it's time to pay attention. This kind of behavior often starts subtly. Maybe you're going through a tough time, and she's the first person to offer help. But it's not just any help. It's the kind of support that feels a little too invested, a little too personal. She's checking in on you regularly, offering advice that's more intimate than what you'd expect from a casual friend, and she's always available whenever you need her. What she's doing is positioning herself as someone you rely on. the person who's always there for you, sometimes even more than your closest friends or other women in your life. But there's more to it than just being nice. This is about creating a dependency where you start to see her as indispensable, someone you can't imagine being without. Let's dive deeper into why this is significant. Emotional support is a powerful thing. It's the foundation of deep, meaningful relationships. When she steps into this role, she's not just being kind, she's creating an emotional connection that could potentially lead to something more. Trying to build a bond that goes beyond friendship, she wants to be the person you turn to, the one you trust above all others. And with this emotional investment often comes a subtle possessiveness. She might start giving you advice on your love life, but with an underlying agenda. Perhaps she subtly discourages you from pursuing other women or criticizes your choices in a way that steers you away from anyone she sees as competition. This isn't just about being protective, it's about ensuring that she remains central in your life, possibly edging others out. But let's not overlook the level of detail she gets into when offering support. If she's helping you with things that seem outside the scope of a normal friendship, like assisting with personal projects, offering financial advice, or even getting involved in your family matters, this is a major red flag. She's embedding herself in your life in ways that make her indispensable. This level of involvement often signifies that she's looking for something much more intimate. Another thing to consider is the emotional weight she places on these interactions. If she's investing a lot of her time and energy into supporting you, she's likely doing so because she feels a deep emotional connection or wants to create one. This isn't just about being a good friend. It's about weaving herself into the fabric of your life in a way that makes her presence feel necessary, irreplaceable even. And here's where it gets even more interesting. When you start to rely on her support, it creates a cycle where she becomes more emotionally involved, which in turn deepens her feelings. This emotional feedback loop can be incredibly powerful, making it hard for both of you to distinguish between friendship and something more. So, if you notice that she's becoming unusually supportive, especially in areas that seem too personal or too involved, it's time to ask yourself, what's her real motive here? Chances are she's looking for a deeper connection, one that blurs the lines between friendship and something much more intimate. Sign number 3. She starts mirroring you in a way that's almost uncanny. Next, let's dive into the fascinating psychological phenomenon known as mirroring. This one's particularly interesting because it operates on such a subconscious level, yet it's one of the strongest indicators of attraction that most people overlook. Mirroring happens when someone unconsciously imitates your gestures, speech patterns, or even your interests. It's a natural human tendency that helps build rapport and connection, but when a married woman starts mirroring you, it's a strong signal that she's trying to align herself with you, to create a sense of closeness and similarity that goes beyond mere friendship. Here's what you might notice. You mention a hobby you're passionate about and suddenly she's into it too. Or maybe you use certain phrases and she starts using them as well. It could be as subtle as her adopting your tone of voice, your mannerisms, or your pace of speech during conversations. These actions might seem small, but they're incredibly significant. Mirroring is all about building a connection. When someone mirrors you, it's because they want to create a sense of us, a bond that feels almost instinctual. It's her way of saying, we're on the same wavelength, we get each other. This kind of connection can be incredibly powerful, especially when it's happening on a subconscious level. But why would a married woman do this? Because on some level, she's drawn to you and wants you to see her as a kindred spirit, someone who just gets you in a way that others don't. This kind of subtle mimicry is her way of ingratiating herself to you, making you feel more comfortable and more connected to her. Let's talk about lifestyle choices. Mirroring can extend far beyond just words or actions. For example, you might mention that you've started a new diet, and suddenly she's doing it too. Or maybe you talk about a favorite book or movie, and the next thing you know, she's read it or watched it as well. These aren't just coincidences, they're deliberate, though often unconscious, efforts to align her life with yours. This kind of mirroring behavior creates a powerful sense of connection because it taps into a fundamental human need, the desire to be understood and to feel that someone is on the same page as you. When a woman starts mirroring you, it's her way of telling you that she's interested in more than just casual conversation. She's trying to create a bond that feels natural and deeply personal. But here's the thing. Mirroring isn't just about the here and now. It's about laying the groundwork for a future connection. When she mirrors your behavior, she's setting up a dynamic where the two of you are in sync, where your lives start to overlap in small but significant ways. This can be incredibly alluring, as it creates a sense of familiarity and emotional closeness. Inevitability. It's as if the two of you are meant to be in each other's lives. If you start noticing that she's mirroring your behavior, pay close attention. It's one of the clearest signs that she's not just interested in being your friend. She's trying to create a deeper, more intimate connection. And this kind of behavior is often so subtle that she might not even realize she's doing it. But once you notice it, it's hard to ignore. Finally, let's not forget the emotional impact of mirroring. When someone mirrors you, it doesn't just make you feel connected, it can also make you feel more attracted to them. This is because mirroring creates a sense of comfort and familiarity, which are key ingredients in building a strong emotional bond. So if you find yourself feeling more drawn to her because she seems to understand you, know that this isn't just a coincidence. It's a deliberate, albeit subconscious effort on her part to deepen your connection. Sign number 4. She displays subtle yet constant jealousy. Now let's talk about jealousy, one of the most powerful and revealing emotions when it comes to hidden attraction. If a married woman is interested in you, you might start noticing small, almost imperceptible signs of jealousy when other women come into the picture. Jealousy is tricky because it's an emotion people often try to hide, especially in situations where it feels inappropriate, like when a married woman feels jealous over a man who isn't her husband. But here's the thing. Jealousy, no matter how subtle, is incredibly revealing. Imagine you're having a conversation and you mention another woman. Suddenly, she gets quiet, or her tone shifts ever so slightly. Maybe she makes a joking comment with a bit of an edge, like, "Oh, she must be special if you're talking about her so much." Or perhaps she gives you a look that says she's not thrilled about the competition. These reactions aren't random, they're rooted in a deeper emotional response. Jealousy, even when it's subtle, is a sign that she's emotionally invested in you. She doesn't like the idea of you getting close to other women because, on some level, she wants that closeness for herself. But it doesn't stop there. If she's feeling jealous, she might also start subtly sabotaging your interactions with other women. She might downplay their attractiveness, make sly remarks about their personalities, or even give you advice that steers you away from them. This isn't about being a protective friend. It's about removing the competition, even if she's not consciously aware she's doing it. Jealousy is one of the clearest indicators of hidden desire. If you start seeing these small signs, whether it's a shift in her mood when you talk about other women, or little comments that seem designed to make you question your interest in them, it's a strong signal that she's more interested in you than she's letting on. And let's not forget the body language cues that come with jealousy. Maybe she crosses her arms when you talk about another woman, or her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. These non-verbal cues can be just as telling as the words she says. They reveal discomfort that she might not even be able to articulate. a discomfort that comes from wanting you for herself. Another thing to consider is how she behaves when other women are physically present. Does she get more competitive? Maybe she starts vying for your attention in subtle ways, like laughing a little louder at your jokes or positioning herself closer to you. These actions are often driven by a desire to outshine any perceived competition and reaffirm her place as someone special in your life. Jealousy can also manifest in her trying to assert her importance in your life. For example, she might remind you of inside jokes you share or bring up past experiences the two of you have had together. This isn't just about reminiscing, it's about reinforcing the idea that your relationship with her is unique and more significant than your interactions with other women. Let's also talk about the emotional intensity that jealousy brings. When a woman is jealous, even if she's trying to hide it, her emotions are heightened. This can lead to more intense interactions between the two of you, whether it's deeper conversations, more passionate debates, or even moments of tension. These heightened emotions are a clear sign that she's invested in you on a deeper level. If you notice that she's getting jealous, even in small ways, it's a clear sign that her feelings for you are deeper than she's willing to admit. That's something you should definitely pay attention to. Sign number 5. She makes time for you, even when it's inconvenient. Let's talk about another sign, one that's often overlooked but incredibly telling. When a married woman is interested in you, she'll go out of her way to make time for you, even when it's inconvenient. This isn't just about casual meetups or friendly chats. It's about her prioritizing you in a way that suggests you're more than just a friend. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and how we choose to spend it speaks volumes about our priorities. So, when a married woman consistently makes time for you, especially when it's inconvenient for her, it's a strong indicator that she values your presence and may see you as someone special. Think about it. She might have a busy schedule, a demanding job, or family responsibilities, but she'll still find a way to carve out time just for you. Maybe she's texting you late at night, meeting you for coffee when she's supposed to be somewhere else, or even canceling other plans just to spend time with you. These actions aren't just about being nice. They're about making you a priority in her life. But why is this significant? Because when someone is willing to give you their time, especially when it's inconvenient, it's a clear sign they see you as someone important. She's not just squeezing you into her schedule, she's rearranging her life to make time for you. Pay attention to how far she goes to be with you. Is she rearranging her schedule, making excuses to see you, or even lying about where she's going just to spend a few extra minutes with you? These actions speak volumes about her intentions. And let's not forget the quality of the time she gives you. If she's not just making time for you, but ensuring that time is meaningful through deep conversations, shared experiences, or even intimate moments, it's a strong indicator that she's emotionally invested in you. Another thing to consider is how she reacts when plans fall through. If she's genuinely disappointed or immediately tries to reschedule, it shows she values the time spent with you. This isn't just about filling her calendar, it's about ensuring she maintains her connection with you. Here's where it gets even more telling. If she's willing to make sacrifices to spend time with you, maybe she skips out on social events, spends less time with her family, or even takes personal risks just to be with you. These sacrifices aren't made lightly. They indicate that she's prioritizing you in a way that goes beyond friendship. So, if you notice she's consistently making time for you, even when it's not convenient, it's a clear sign that you're more than just a friend in her eyes. She's investing her time in you because she sees you as someone worth that investment. Closing thoughts. So there you have it. 5 signs that might reveal a married woman's interest in you. Each one of these signs is subtle yet powerful, And when you start to notice them, they can tell you a lot about what's really going on beneath the surface. But remember, recognizing these signs doesn't mean you should act on them without thinking carefully. Understanding someone's interest is one thing, but respecting boundaries, both hers and yours, is crucial. Use this knowledge to navigate these situations wisely. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with someone who might need to see it, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into human behavior and relationships. And as always, drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Have you ever noticed these signs before? Until next time, keep your eyes open and your intentions clear.